broadcast of SWS Gaming. From the hills of Movar to the city of Port of Spain, we present to you another live broadcast of SWS Gaming. From the hills of Movar to the city of Port of Spain, we present to you another live broadcast of SWS Gaming. From the hills of Movar to the city of Port of Spain, we present to you another live broadcast of SWS Gaming. From the hills of Movar to the city of Port of Spain, we present to you another live broadcast of SWS Gaming. From the hills of Movar to the city of Port of Spain, we present to you another live broadcast of SWS Gaming. From the hills of Movar to the city of Port of Spain, we present to you another live broadcast of SWS Gaming. From the hills of Movar to the city of Port of Spain, we present to you another live broadcast of SWS Gaming. From the hills of Movar to the city of...
Good night, Facebook. No, this is... Good night, YouTube. It is. I am back once again. Yes, SWS Gaming. And tonight again, we will be talking basketball, b-ball. And we will be talking tonight basically what I think each NBA team needs to do. Like propose trades, questions that they should be asking themselves. Questions each team should be asking themselves for the upcoming season. This video was sponsored by SWS Gaming. Big up to SWS Gaming and God's Gift Productions. Now that we got that out of the way, let us get into the nitty-gritty. And that is basically what each team should do. And tonight, I will start off with the Boston Celtics. Yeah, them good old Boston Celtics. And I honestly think that they should bring back Isaiah Thomas to play the point guard position. I don't know what is the I don't know what he's thinking down in Boston, but I think that they need to bring back Isaiah Thomas, basically to run the show in Boston, because they're missing a point guard. They tried it with Kemba Walker, and I don't like how that experiment went. Basically, I think it was a failed experiment. I think most people would think that's a failed experiment. And they need someone. They have Jason Tatum, they have Jaylen Brown. Marcus Smart is a nice defensive minded point guard, but he is not going to run the show. He's not one of those point guards who would give you that kind of Chris Paul true point guard kind of basically kind of play that you need. You need somebody who can run the show. And Marcus Smart is not even like a premier hybrid point guard. He is not going to give you 35 like Steph a night. He basically is going to give you that perimeter play. I think he might give you a good one, 10 to 15 points, which is solid. That's solid background. Yeah, you can take that as a solid background point guard. But he's not going to lead. Basically, he's not going to lead Boston on the he's not going to lead Boston on the offensive end, and he's also not going to lead them by controlling that team. So I really think that Boston needs to consider bringing back Isaiah Thomas to run the show. Isaiah Thomas was reported as saying that his hip is fixed, so basically he's supposed to get more. He's basically promising teams more production than they've seen in previous years. Also, what happened to Taco Fall? Like the Taco Fall project, and I call it a project because they didn't draft him. They basically took him. They took him on basically a trial basis because I think he signed a contract, but yeah, it's not a rookie contract, but he signed a contract. Basically, I think that Boston sees him as an experiment, and is a big question mark next to Taco Fall's need, as in what can Taco Fall be? Is he the next shot? We see Giannis getting on board. I think Taco is a bit too thin. And yeah, but that is one of the big questions. So for Boston as well, that Taco Fall project. Like right now, Taco Fall is at the end of the bench, but what is Taco Fall's potential? We don't know. So we go on to the next team that I have is the Brooklyn Nets. And people would say, oh, this is a wash. They just should run it back. But health is a big question for the Brooklyn Nets. That injury with Durant, I'm no longer confident in Durant's legs. I have no more confidence in his legs. James Harden and Kyrie, they had injuries. So, did Kyrie have an injury? Yeah, I think Kyrie had an injury. But definitely for Durant, a question is Durant's health. The next thing I had is Kyrie's mental state. Yeah, it sounds stupid, but Kyrie's mental state is basically one of the questions I have for Boston. And we all know mental illness is a serious thing. We saw Simone Biles for the US Olympic team. She allegedly came out of competition because of mental illness, a mental injury. I think they'll call it a mental injury. And Kyrie, I know Kyrie has something going on upstairs, right? And that thing where Kyrie likes to walk out the team and basically go where he wants to go, when he wants to go, however he pleases, that basically do sit well with me. And I know that will become a problem for the team, because basically Kyrie is a starting point guard, and Kyrie is one of the most talented players. Don't get me wrong, Kyrie is one of the most talented players on the court at any given time. But that chemistry, you need that chemistry because it has to go beyond the big three. It has to go beyond Durant, Kyrie, and Hart. Even those bench players, and it kind of brings me to my next point that those players need to be motivated. And Kyrie basically doing what he wants to do, and I say what he wants to do because at the end of the day, Kyrie is getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball, right? People are paying their hard-earned money to come and see Kyrie play basketball. When I went to watch basketball, I paid my hard-earned money because I don't make millions of dollars to play basketball. So I paid my hard-earned money to go and see a basketball, right? So at the end of the day, you have a job to do, and you're not injured. You're not injured, and you're healthy, and you decide not to play. I have a problem with that because I can't just decide one day, hey, I'm not going to work, and just there's nothing. Like, I don't call, I don't write that sick. I just get up and decide, hey, I'm not going to work. They can't find me. And then when I'm ready to reappear, I reappear. I have a problem with that. And like I said, that's not to take away from mental illness and mental health and stuff, but there is a way to do stuff. And you get the off season off, right? Which I find is a lot of time. Yes, athletes do put their body through a lot and they play a lot of games and all of that, but I find he's a professional athlete and you get the NBA season finishes what well, regularly it finishes June, July, August, June, July. Yeah. Usually you get I think usually you get enough time as a professional athlete you get enough rest. That excuse where you get on like you don't get no time off and you have to give it up to people who played before this current generation. I'm talking about like Bill Russells and the yeah, like Bill Russell, Sam Jones, those older players, Oscar Robinson, all of those older players who really went through the grind of an NBA season. That them was players. You understand? Because they didn't make excuses. They didn't make excuses. And I find for people who getting paid millions of dollars, NBA players starting to get a little too complacent, right? This is what you're getting paid to do. You are getting paid to entertain, and you get paid very well to entertain, right? Suck it up. And again, I understand if you're injured. I'm not saying to be injured and to go out there and play and hurt and damage yourself. Oh God, I know what nobody see. But at the same time, don't come and do whatever the hell you want to do. What? Again, one stink there, but yeah. Don't come here and do whatever you want to do when you feel like to do it, whenever you feel like to do it, right? Because at the end of the day, the fans are paying your salary, right? There's always talk about you have other stuff going on in the world and stuff. People don't. Sports is entertainment, right? Sports is a way. People use sports as different avenues, right? they have television deals and stuff. But to say that people need, or like, I don't, what the hell? Oh, you see that? Like, but it's a trip. Cheese and natures. Alright. Hey, bird. Anyways, yeah. To say that we need sports, you don't really need. Be thankful that you get paid that amount of money. And also on the thing of time off, you get a lot of time off. In a regular job, you get like 2 weeks vacation. You get time, you get months vacation. So stop whining. Stop whining. Right? Stop whining. You're a big man. You have sense. Feel like you have sense. And you're always talking about LeBron should stop calling the kid or whatever. Stop acting like a kid, right? Stop acting like a little child. Accept responsibility and do your job, right? Anyway, like I said, this is not to take away from mental health and those issues. Keep repeating. I know somebody will say some stupidness about mental health and Kyrie and all that. I had to be more sympathetic. It have a point where you had to stop playing the fool as well. So, my next point, which I alluded to, is keeping the team motivated. And I think that thing with Kyrie and leaving, I think that demotivates the team to an extent. The next thing that I would say is that next thing I would say is that Blake, DeAndre, Dinwiddie need to be motivated to make an impact when Kyrie goes out with the injury, or Durant goes out with the injury, or Harden goes out with the injury, right? Those other players need to be motivated because you would count on those players to step up, right? That being said, you can't try to get them motivated in the playoffs. Some of those players, they need to be motivated right through because you need to have them at 100 during the regular season so that they will be in rhythm time playoff time come, right? So you need to keep those players motivated. The next point that I had was to Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie, I mean, yes, the big three came and Dinwiddie would have been getting less touches and stuff. But Dinwiddie's a damn good player though. So I think they need to explore basically Dinwiddie not as a star, but as a productive player. You could start back to get Dinwiddie's touches and stuff. Let him probably average like 18 points a game or whatever. Yeah, like a little 18 points a game. Time bad. 18 points a game, keep him in rhythm, keep him good. Whenever one of your big stars goes out, and I'm talking about on the offensive end, when your big stars go out with an injury, you can then count on Dinwiddie to come in and provide from scoring from offense. So basically like a substitute superstar. Yep. So next team I have is the New York Knickerbockers. And the question they need to ask is whether they would make changes. I don't know if New York should make any changes. Because alright, you make some changes and then what that does messes up your team chemistry, right? So then what? Yeah, then you lose all the momentum that you have, right? But obviously, Julius Randle, and the team, can't remember the other. I know Obi Toppin, Julius Randle and the rest of the guys would not be able to. Basically, that's not a championship contending team. So, in that case, what do you do? What do you do? I personally would run it back one more year just to see what goes on, like just to see. Ooh, yeah, run it back one more year just to see. Sorry, playing this game too. You run it back one more year just to see how it goes, how the experiment goes, and then you decide if you're going to make you leave Derrick Rose. As much as I would like to see Derrick Rose return to Chicago, this New York team, he's making an impact. He's making an impact. And I think Derrick Rose deserves to make an impact. So we go to the 76ers. Sixers. 76ers. Philadelphia 76ers. And you had to trade Ben Simmons. We know they're trying to trade Ben. But yeah, you have to trade Ben. There's no two ways about it. You had to trade Ben. I'm trying playing as a Kenny Smith. But yeah, you have to trade Ben Simmons. There's no two ways about it. You had to trade Ben. Ooh, there's no. Sorry. Yeah. You need to trade Ben Simmons, right? So you trade Ben Simmons, and it's what you get for Ben Simmons. I personally think that Ben Simmons should go to the Golden State Warriors. Ben Simmons needs to be around shooters. Even if he never becomes a good shooter, he needs to be around shooters in order to. Ooh. Yeah, he needs to be around shooters, basically, to maximize his potential. He needs that lane play. And with Joel Embiid, obviously, it just didn't work. We know that he is scared of going to the free throw line. He is scared of the three-pointer. I know the other day we were seeing good signs from Ben, but those signs have disappeared. So basically, you have to get rid of Ben. It just not would. The next question that I had was Joel Embiid's health. We need to talk about Joel Embiid's health as a issue, because we know he's injury prone, and with Durant, we see that has become issue, basically, that superstars tend to get injured at key moments, and you need to have Embiid, because if you don't have Ben Simmons, you need to have that big man in the paint, basically controlling it. I personally think that Joel Embiid is better than Jokic, and I think he's a better traditional big man than Jokic, right? Let's go. Yeah, I think he's a better traditional big man than Jokic. Obviously, I think Jokic is a more skilled big man, but traditionally, big man in the paint, living, making your money in the paint. I think, yeah, I think that Joel Embiid is a better big man. I personally think, I know people say Giannis is the next Shaq, he's the hybrid Shaq, yada yada yada, all them nice fancy things, but I think next one is literally Joel Embiid. Once he stops playing prissy ball and he actually plays some basketball, he can be the next legit center big man. Because I think Giannis is still listed as a small, completely ridiculous. But it is what it is. The next question I had was Seth Curry. Could Seth Curry be the next superstar on the 76ers? When I say superstar, don't mean like traditional superstar. I mean like basically the secondary to, because you need a secondary on the 76ers. The secondary to Joel Embiid, because without Ben Simmons, you need a secondary. I know he's not going to be like his brother. He's not going to be Steph, but he shot very, very well for that playoff series. And I think that needs to be taken into consideration when talking Seth Curry as the next, not superstar, but basically co-star of the 76ers. So I think Seth Curry can move up into that secondary role as the co-star. So it would be basically Ben Simmons and Seth Curry. Obviously for Ben Simmons, you would want to give out some pieces of value. So obviously the piece that they get needs to be, I would say, a shooter, because you already have Ben Simmons. So you want Ben Simmons to basically play in that painted area. You don't want Ben Simmons doing anything. You don't want Ben Simmons shooting no 3-point, right? Tell Ben Simmons stop that shit about you shooting 3-pointers and yada yada, and you don't want Ben Simmons doing none of them, right? So you get some shooters, you get some legit shooters. I know one to Wayne Ellington. Wayne Ellington still playing, because Wayne Ellington is a legit shooter. Yeah, you get like Wayne Ellington or somebody on the open market who's still open. I was kind of losing to that, and I'm gaining, being honest. Good. Well done, y'all. China, way. Come on, y'all. Well done, y'all. Yeah. So, yeah. Basically, yeah. So, the next team I had was the Toronto Raptors, and I had them. The question was OG Anunoby. What is OG Anunoby? And when I mean what is OG Anunoby, obviously I mean like what kind of player he is. Enough. This game have no fault. My 10 already. Yeah, what kind of player is OG Anunoby? Boy, back it up, come now, Smith. Yeah, what kind of player is OG Anunoby? Hmm. I lost him again. Yeah. What kind of player is OG Anano? Is he? Yeah. What is he? That's a big question that the Raptors need to ask. They also need to ask, what about Pascal Siakam? Pascal Siakam was supposed to be the next big thing. I think he's starting to boil down like bad. So, basically, what you're gonna do about Pascal? You need to have a plan for Pascal. Is Kyle Lowry too old? That is another question. Yeah. The next question is Kyle Lowry too old? Obviously, them skills do disappear, but age is father time. So yeah. What's the next one? Next one. Do you bring back the Ma now that LeBron is out of that conference, and that basically was the only thing that was holding them back? Do you bring back the Ma? Do you bring back the Ma? Yeah, we recorded that. I don't care what happened. We recording that. Because Kevin McHale needs to know who's around here, right? Ooh. No. Figure out. Anyways, I'm not playing no more. I'm not playing no more. Understand? Twice is enough, Mr. Bird. You understand? Because you're Larry Legend. No, you're not Larry Legend around here. No, you're not Larry Legend around here. You understand? Me and yo. Anyways. The Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets. Come on. Come on, I blocked it, sorry. Nah. Jeez, but I was getting them lucky shots, boy. Yeah, he getting that. Block. Yeah. Anyways, the Nuggets. Biggest question, Bull. What are you doing with Bull? Basically, Bull was supposed to be a kind of Giannis 3-pointing kind of hybrid. They to me the game Bull limited minutes. Why are you giving Bull limited minutes? I personally think that Bull needs to put on a little more weight. I think he's too thin, but that is again as my opinion. I honestly thought Giannis was a little too thin as well, but we saw that Giannis put on like 50 pounds. So I think Bull just need a little more. Those players just need a little more grit, right? So like even when Joel Embiid started off, he was a little thin. I think once you put on a little more weight, your body could take basically the pounding of the NBA season. And then you become a more productive because he has his skill. Just to refine his skill. But get him in the weight room. They'll just have him there, just playing limited minutes. Get him in the weight room. Get him them medication. Get him fed. That Bull experiment could be what pushes them to the finals because they have a good core. They have a good core and they have good players. Ooh. Ah. Come on. I love you. Never need a 3-point. Best 3-point. Good. Good kind of kid. It is a solid 3-point shooter. Ooh. Right, well done. Jamal Murray's consistency. What do you think about Jamal Murray's consistency? I think his consistency is something that needs to be basically not challenged, but you need to talk about it because he played great in that season when he and Donovan Mitchell basically had the playoff battle. And then last year, I think he was playing good, but he wasn't playing great. And you need Jamal Murray to play great to be the playoff team that you want to be. So yeah, that consistency, you need to have him great with Jokic, especially as that goal experiment will go in. Joker having a kind of Giannis kind of trajectory because we know Giannis won the 2 MVPs and then won the champion. So is it that Joker needs to go through that same thing of winning 2 MVPs? We have a question by that that they need to ask. Come on. Ooh, a little runner. All right. The next team I have is the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves are led by Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. But we know D-Load in there. But it's led, I would say the two big stars are Cat and Edwards. Basically those two are leading the team. Could they play together? I think so. They just need a couple more pieces. Cat is getting not old, but his talent, obviously, I don't know if he reaches prime yet, but he is reaching a point in his career where basically we need to see soon. We need to see where he made up. God. Sorry. Yeah. But we need to see what Cat is made of very soon because his time is really great. And you know, with them Timberwolves stars, basically they like to waste, I wouldn't say waste, but their career for the first couple of years, they have unproductive years in Minnesota. So I don't know what you would say with Cat. I personally think Cat should stay in Minnesota, see what goes on with Anthony Edwards. Don't go yet. Stay a year, see what goes on, and then after basically make the decision. DeAndre, not DeAndre. deloading, and Ricky Rubio. Who do you want to have as your point? Long time we used to say Ricky Rubio was a Chris Paul. Obviously not the same talent, but true point guard. Ricky Rubio is going to be a floor general on the floor. But do you want a floor general? With today's NBA, do you really want a floor general? Or do you want a hybrid scoring kind of player? So that's a question that the Timberwolves need to ask. Not only themselves, but need to ask Ricky Rubio, what basically are you bringing to the table? Yeah. Next I had the Portland Trailblazers with my main man Damian Lillard. As I have mentioned many times, I have now become a believer in Damian Lillard and his talent. I wasn't a believer all the time, but I now am a believer in Damian Lillard. That being said, what is my position on CJ McCollum and Carmelo Anthony? Carmelo Anthony is proving what everybody needs. He still has NBA level talent left in the tank, right? That's what we knew. We knew Carmelo Anthony had that talent left in the tank. No. We reached the school. Right.
And we are underway here in the third quarter. Up high.
Anyways, yeah. So I think the backcourt of CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard is too small. Yeah, you need a bigger backcourt than that to make things good. Just push me all over the place. Yeah, you need a bigger backcourt than that to make a run as a champion. Who do you trade? Because if you trade, and I'm saying who do you trade because it's not clear that you trade Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard. It's not clear that you trade CJ McCollum because you might like where you get back for Damian Lillard because Damian Lillard is a high commodity. Obviously, you wouldn't want to trade Damian Lillard because he would look like a traitor to all the fans. So most likely they would not trade Damian. But if you were to consider trading Damian Lillard, then you would get back a lot for Damian Lillard. And a lot that you might get back might be what you need to finally win a championship. That being said, more realistically, I think that they would trade CJ McCollum. 3 to beat the buzzer. The three. Nasty. Watch yourself. Show me what you're working with. Danger. Watch yourself. Yeah. 3 to beat the buzzer from my main man. Step back. Step back. You know, as I say, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. The next thing I have is how much does Carmelo have left in the tank? Because we know he has left in the tank, but if they make a championship push next year, do you all think that Carmelo Anthony would be that third option difference meet? Not just the third option, but the third option different meet. You know, if you could go back to that old ISO Melo, scoring Melo, you know, right? Utah Jazz. I have the Utah Jazz just to run it, right? They have a good team. In Rudy Gobert and yeah, they have a good team in Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. And this guy, the point guard, name isn't coming to mind right, but yeah, they have a good goal. So let's run it back, see how far it takes. Next team I have, I really don't want to lose to them again. Let me just finish this match and then I'll continue, because I really don't want to lose to them. Well done. Big block, Kenny. The big block, boy. Alright. Next team I have is the Chicago Bulls with Kobe White, marketing, and Zach Pack. I like Kobe White as a player. I think Kobe White would be a solid 6-man. Yeah. I think that Kobe would be a solid 6-man. He might even just break that starting lineup. But again, we wait to see what goes on. Marketing. What went on with marketing? What went on with marketing? Marketing was supposed to be the next, and that's it. Like marketing, Porzingis, these players that showed so much potential. Like what happened to them? Like, you can't tell me that these players just stopped playing good basketball. Ooh, go back to Blake. Yeah, you can't tell me that these players stopped playing good basketball. Like, that don't just happen just. So what you really telling me? I think it's a shame that really is not for the Rockets. I've been a great time. But anyways, yeah. Marketing was supposed to be like that next great European thing that could do it for. Basically a very versatile player. And then we just stopped hearing from him. Like, just so. So you need to extract whatever you need to extract from marketing and basically try and get him back to that promising level. Or because I think it's just a matter of probably confidence or something. Because you have to have seen something in those players. No, not Ray. Not Ray Allen. Not Jesus Shuttlesworth. Come on, Jesus. No. No! Jesus, Shuttlesworth. Shuttlesworth is pushing me. No. No, not Shuttlesworth. Not Shuttlesworth.
He got his pocket picked. Uh-oh. With the monster dunk.
That's really one.
Nice pump
Ooh.
fake.
Shows hard, boy.
Bullseye.
Jeez, boy, them shows harder than life, boy. Zach Pack,
Goes to the
could Zach Levine lead that team to a champion?
He's pump faked so many times, he's
That is one of the questions that I had. I think so once he has the great some great pieces around him. Because he showed that desire. He showed that desire to basically no longer be no longer wants to be a known for dunking. He wants to be known as a great basketball player, which I can respect. So he said he's no longer in that dunk competition, focusing on an NBA champion. Right? Cool. Great. Like I said, I respect that. So I think that once he has the right pieces around him, he could work up his way to be a great basketball player. Obviously. Good dunk for. Any more embarrassing could you be? Come on, y'all, man. You can't just stand up and watch Larry Bird dunk on. No. Come on. Come on. Let Larry Bird just walk all over you. Jeez, boy.
Swipes it away. On the fade from downtown. Smith with control.
Hell.
This one from just inside the stripe. I didn't do nothing. You tripped. Head fake. Smith from
Come on.
downtown.
Well done. Take that full point.
And the ball is loose. The signature pump fake to Ming. Jukes it. Here's Dynasty with the in case no one told you, this is a block party. Misses the
If Larry Bird had made that out of real. Trust me.
do it for us here in the first half. We have a good chance here tonight.
And that is it for part one. We're just gonna continue playing some NBA Jam, but that's my thoughts on 10 and 10.
Folks,
Jeez.
there's no greater game than NBA Jam. And here we go to start the second half.
Harder than life.
And he catches nothing but rim on that one. Smith with the dominated.
Hell, boy. That's when Bird is such a.
With the fake pump fake.
Well done. Okay, yo. We'll take the 1 point. We will take the 1 point. Okay, that 3 point was not happy for that.
Going the way I conduct business. Allen, nice
Ooh.
in traffic.
He's the Shuttlesworth, boy.
Fancy move. Quick, get that out of here. Finds a man open. Allen. That's unfortunate. To Smith. Rejects the shot.
Come on, how you reach back already?
Passes the rock. Fake. Smith.
Come on. Well done. He'll take that 3 point. 4 pointer.
You want some of this?
Oh. That's not gonna block.
And he spins away from the defender.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Firing.
Easy like Sunday morning. Woo, woo, woo.
Bird loads, locks, and fire. And he gets
Sunday morning is the flag of a man.
yourself to anything but a shot. When he pump fakes you, jump fake him back. To Yao.
We'll take a runner. We'll take a runner. Yo Ming could hit those. Yao Ming. Yao Ming. Yao Ming. I think I got Yao Ming too. Remember Yao Ming? Yeah, I need to get out that pinch try. That pinch try. We'll just, you know why? The Great Wall of China. Ooh, that's a good part. Thanks.
Tries to bait him with the pump. Passes off. Smith improvises in midair. Takes off.
There you go. Let's take it in. Take it inside. Take it inside. Inside.
Like a classic car.
Mm-hmm.
And like a postage stamp. Hold on, 1 minute here in the fourth to go.
Come on. Come on. Come on, Kenny.
27 points.
Kenny Smith hitting the three.
It's not you. It's me.
Again.
Looking for the open man.
Kenny Smith hitting the three.
Smith with good extension knocks that one away. This one from a
Come on. Padlock's Kenny.
Allen.
And use a champion, though. Don't let them ever disrespect you, dog. Use a world champion, though. Use a world champion, Kenny Smith. And if you didn't know, come out here. Kenny, you come out here. Ooh, look at that form now, Smith. Check that form now. Let's catch you in form, you understand? You is our world champion. Don't let that man disrespect you. Put some respect on your name. You understand? Kenny Smith, boy. Bum bum ba-dum. Ram bum ba-dum. Bum 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 ba-dum. Bum bum. Bum bum ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. Smith, boy.
Denver Nuggets.
Remember Kenyon Martin? Yeah, I just been and picked Kenyon Martin just to give Kenyon a honor with our throwback now. Boy. A throwback at Kenyon Martin. Well, you know about Kenyon Martin and the Brooklyn Nets.
Martin wins the tip.
I mean, yeah, Kenyon Martin used to play for the Brooklyn Nets, yeah.
Pointer won't go.
But you getting madder, you getting madder.
Slams it.
They don't know about that.
Williams. J.R. Smith with great defense.
Mm-hmm.
Finish.
Well, you know what the old J.R. Smith. We just saw a man fly.
Here's Morrow. Smith with the great defense.
Ow. Come on, Al.
Close.
Come on, Al.
Way up there, nicely done. Smith.
We just saw a man fly. We just saw a man fly. He sucked the gravity right out of the building.
Step to the block party. Get out of here.
No, easy.
Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Big dog.
Smithy, right? Smitty.
Just a minute left to go here in the first.
They don't know about James Earl. They don't know about James Earl.
Sweet Mama's mashed potatoes. Nice
The
touch.
original 3-point boss, boy.
Don't bite on the pump. Making it rain.
The original 3-point boss, boy. I don't know about your original 3-point bantam. Smithy, you know.
Fake. Smith.
I used to think J.R. Smith was like the perfect player. Could dunk and could shoot the three. That's all you need to do. You understand? James Earl Smith, boy.
He's gonna pump fake this.
James Earl Smith, boy.
Take his time
Alright.
next time.
Hey, James.
And a little road
Yeah.
rage in the lane.
And Martin. Yes, Martin. Kenyon Martin, boy. Two-hand block boss, boy. Only nobody two-hand block boss, boy.
Make the extra
Only know about Smithy and the two-hand block boss, boy. You understand? The original Denver Nuggets.
reaches in and pokes the ball
I mean,
out.
yeah, and Anthony.
See that?
Carmelo Anthony, boy.
Williams fires for J.R. Smith with the D. Here's Williams.
Mm-hmm.
The block. No, that's a
Don't take it like that. Don't take it like that now, Harrington. Don't take it like that. Not Harrington. But that's out. Don't worry. You're still getting the pump fake, you understand? You're still getting the little pump fake now. You had to take the pump fake. You had to take the pump. You had to take the pump fake. But I don't know about that pump fake. What you know about that pump fake? What you know about that? What you know about that? Watch it. Ooh, so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. You gotta do it twice. You gotta do it twice. It's so nice. You gotta do it twice. You understand? So pretty. What are they doing here? They're lucky to get our shot. Ooh, okay. All right. We ain't gonna be mad at you. You gotta try it. If you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm. Ooh! Woo! Ooh, yeah. I got it. Okay. You hit the tree? I didn't know that. Ooh, no, not in his face. No. Not in his face. Not in his face. No, not in the man's face. The man had trend. The man have trend. The man had trend to go home too. Not in the man's face. How you gonna hit the shot in the man's face? You can't be hitting people in the face, score. No. Come on. Alright, come outside. Because you're big. Nah. You're not that big. You're not that big. Yeah. But you're bad. And you're in charge. Come on, Smitty. Woohoo! Ram pam 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 pam. Come on, Smitty. Nah, that's Smitty. But you're not that bad. You're not that bad, Smitty. But you're this bad. You're that bad. You understand? They don't know about you, Smith. You know, they don't know about you. They don't know about you and the step. They don't know about us. They don't know about the step back. They don't know about the step back. You understand? You don't step forward. You step back. You understand? Yeah. Do we get that? Alright. That's it there for me. Guys, hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Right? Peace out.